A new Sonos speaker has just landed, and it's good, but I think there might be a better alternative. Here's why. So, Sonos have just announced the launch of the new Sonos Roam SL speaker, which is a variation of their compact Sonos Roam portable speaker launched last year in 2021. So this new launch is very similar to what they did with the introduction of the Sonos One SL, which is a microphone-free alternative to the Sonos One Gen 2. So not a brand new speaker altogether then, so what is the difference? Well, the very short answer is that there are no microphones in this new Roam SL, and the SL stands for speechless, as the lack of mics means there's no voice control with Amazon Alexa or Google Assistant. Other than that, pretty much everything else in terms of design and sound is exactly the same. Same build, same size and shape, same internals for sound performance. Both are IP67 rated, which is waterproof up to 30 minutes in up to 1 meter of water, and both offer the same battery life of 10 hours. You've also got the same connectivity with both Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, AirPlay 2, Spotify Connect, and the Sonos app ecosystem and things like that, but you do lose some key features, which I'll cover in this video very shortly. Now, if you're new to Sonos and you've just landed on this video, you might want to delve a bit deeper on some of those features, so I'd highly recommend going back and watching our in-depth review of the Sonos Roam, as this is exactly the same speaker. So sound tests, durability tests, they're all there, including Louis taking it for a little swim. Oh, Instead, in this video, I'm going to tell you how this one change of dropping the mic brings about 4 important differences from the original Roam, and answer the 3 most commonly asked questions that we get about the Sonos Roam. So, number 1 is price. Now, this is a pretty obvious one, but it does need to be highlighted. This new Sonos Roam SL comes in £20 cheaper than the Roam at £159, so it's now the most affordable entry into the Sonos ecosystem. If voice control isn't important to you and you're looking for the most affordable way to get into Sonos, then this SL version could be perfect for you. Also, just to level with you guys, the original Roam did in fact launch last year at £159, but Sonos then increased the price of a few of their products later in 2021, which took the Roam up to its current price of £179. This SL version at £159 brings it back down to a more affordable price point, and it's sitting in a similar price point to the likes of the Bose SoundLink Flex at £149 and the JBL Flip 6 at £129. Other popular Bluetooth speakers which don't offer voice assistance. Number 2 is that there's no automatic Trueplay. Now, this is one that's going to require a bit of testing. To catch you up if you're not sure, Trueplay tuning is Sonos' own software which acoustically optimizes the speaker to sound best in the space that it's in. With the majority of Sonos products, this is done manually in the Sonos app using test tones from the speakers and the microphones in an iOS device to detect the size and shape of your room and any furniture in the space. Trueplay will then tweak the EQ to best suit the space. Now, a great thing is that you can toggle this on and off to see the difference, and I'd say 9 times out of 10 whenever we've tested it, there has been a notable improvement in sound quality. Now, as the Sonos Move and Sonos Roam have their own microphones built in, they have automatic Trueplay. So this means that the speaker will detect when it's in a new location, and it will automatically recalibrate within 15 seconds to be optimized for the space that you're in. Now, as the Roam SL doesn't have microphones, it can't support this feature. Now, on the surface, this is a big negative for the SL, and it could lead to a poorer sound performance in different environments. However, I think we do need to do some tests to see how well Auto Trueplay works and whether it is worth the extra £20. Now, for automatic Trueplay to work, you obviously need to ensure your mic is enabled on the Sonos Roam. All right then guys, Auto Trueplay test. So what we're going to do is play a couple of tracks for about 15 seconds and then move it to behind the box, leave it for another 15 seconds, and it should automatically adjust its EQ and make the speaker sound a little bit better. So here we go.
You'll get tired of my voice, that's how much I'm gonna tell you that I'll miss you. I'll miss you if you go. Yes, I'm gonna let you know just how much I tell you, mama. I tell you, papa too. I'm gonna let everyone know about my love, so I really hope you love me too.
Right then guys, so from that test, after about 15 to 20 seconds, I think we all agreed that there was a slight improvement in the EQ. For example, when the Roam was placed inside the box, it remained quite boomy until after about 15 seconds, and then it balanced out the bass. When we tried it in a true to life environment, such as on a cluttered bookshelf, again, after 15 to 20 seconds, we did notice a slight overall improvement to the EQ. After that, we tested the Roam in an open air outdoor environment, and we honestly couldn't tell the difference. Off camera, we did test it in lots of different environments, and it was harder to tell when Auto Trueplay had taken effect, as you're sort of relying on your own ears rather than switching off manually when you want to with some of the other Sonos speakers. But let me know what you guys did find. How did Auto Trueplay work for you, and where did it best perform? Difference number 3 is that there is no sound swap feature available on the Roam SL. So sound swap, if you're not already aware, is a feature that Sonos brought in new with the Sonos Roam, and it lets you send music from your Roam to any other Sonos speakers in your home. How this would work would be if you're listening to a playlist out in the garden and then come back inside and you want to carry on listening on, let's say, Sonos One in your kitchen, you simply press and hold the play pause button on the Roam and the music will swap over from the Roam to the One. Pretty handy feature, and one I've actually found myself using quite a lot at home, from garden to kitchen, or over the winter months, actually from the bathroom to the bedroom. The Roam SL doesn't support this feature, so you'd have to use the more traditional Sonos methods of control with either the app, a native music app. So just worth noting if you think you'd make use of this feature much, or if you wouldn't miss it at all. The final difference is the most obvious one. There's no voice control available with the Roam SL. So thanks to the inbuilt microphone array in the Roam, you can control your playback either using Amazon Alexa or Google Assistant, but only when you're on Wi-Fi. Now, I feel like voice assistants are a bit like Marmite these days. Some people get a lot of use out of them. I personally use it all the time with my Roam, and it's a huge reason that I recommend the Roam as a bathroom speaker, as you can skip songs and things like that when you're in the shower using your voice. But a lot of people are quite skeptical about voice control, either because they don't see a need for it or because they're worried about people listening in. One thing I would just highlight is that you can completely cut the power to the microphones in the Roam if you did want total privacy, but of course, having no mics at all would remove that concern. I think this one is purely a personal preference and whether you want the option or not. Now, something I want to note is that although the Roam has an inbuilt microphone, it cannot be used for voice calls. Now, for whatever reason, this isn't something that Sonos have currently enabled, so you're not missing out there with the SL. I suppose there is the chance that Sonos could enable this via a software update in the future, but if it's not been done by now, I'm not sure why they would add it at a later date. So we've had a few questions about connectivity of the Roam and Roam SL, so I'm going to answer the 3 most common ones for you guys. So question 1 is, can 2 Sonos Roam SLs be used as surround rears? At the time of filming, unfortunately not. As with the other portable speakers in the Sonos range, Sonos have removed the ability to use 2 Sonos Roam SLs for surround rears to a Sonos soundbar such as a Beam or Arc. This is something that we've been wanting since the launch of the Roam and even earlier the Move, but to date it's still not something that they've enabled. You'll need to opt for Sonos 5s, Sonos 1s, or our preferred option, 1SLs, for a cheaper alternative. Number 2 is, can you stereo pair 1 Sonos Roam and 1 Sonos Roam SL? So yes, you can. When in Wi-Fi mode, it is possible to stereo pair a Roam with an SL. So if you have a Roam at home and you fancy creating a stereo pair, this would be a cheaper option for you. As you've got a Sonos Roam in there, you'll also get voice assistance on that stereo pair as well. So question 3 is, can you add a Sonos sub to the Roam SL? Unfortunately, just like the Roam, you cannot pair a sub with the Roam SL. Sonos have chosen to not enable this pairing as they feel having a stationary subwoofer paired up with a portable speaker would kind of be a bit of an awkward setup. Given the size of the Roam and the SL, I do tend to agree with that it's a bit of an unnecessary addition and wouldn't offer an ideal sound performance. So final question is, why wouldn't I buy the Roam SL? So personally, I think the sound swap and particularly the voice control feature is worth an extra £20 for me, as I use that a lot when I'm in the shower and want to control the music. However, if you don't need the voice control or sound swap, I can certainly appreciate that Sonos are giving people a more affordable option here, and given the popularity of the Sonos One SL, I have no doubt that this is going to be a popular alternative for many of you guys. So what are your thoughts on the Roam SL? Is it a good new addition to the Sonos lineup? Will you be grabbing one, or do you think the extra £20 is worth it for the original Roam? Let me know. General release of this product is March the 15th, and link is in the description below. I'll just flash up a QR code as well on the screen here if you want to find out more. So thanks for watching. See you next time.